How's it going, Dob? You alright? Let me just fix this curtain 1 second. Pool tournament soon, any tips? Don't put any pressure, well, try not to put pressure on yourself. It's very difficult to say without knowing like the exact situation, how you play. Just focus on playing your own game. Try not to worry about your opponents. So if you draw someone who you know is really good, it's difficult to not let that bother you, but try to not let it to. Just try and focus on playing your own game. That would be the best bit of advice I can give you. Hope everyone's doing good. Live on YouTube and TikTok, as per usual. Opposite ends of the table. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Ball drill. I'll probably do that later. I haven't hit any balls in about 3 days, so very rusty at the minute. Trick shots, I'll do those later on. Big shot. Just trying to get my arm going a little bit, get warmed up. Don't know why I'm racking the balls. Should be doing a drill. So I'll just do a quick one more drill and then we're good to go. How's everyone been? Obviously, first time I've been live in a few days. Don't think we'll get many people tonight just because the snooker's on. And to be honest, I should be watching it, but it's a bit of a steam train at the minute from Kyron Wilson. Will there be a golf channel? Not with my performance the other day. Shocking. Although that drive I hit was pretty sweet. I do like a bit of golf. It's just fair weather golfer. Where's the snooker on? Is it on? I don't actually know if it is on. If it is, it'll be on BBC Two. I could just be making that up. I just assumed the evening session would have started. No, not the last ball. All right, let's get going. If you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. Again, live on YouTube and TikTok. How long have I been playing? About 33 years. On and off. Again, English pool for anyone who's not familiar with it. No, so I actually found out that I had a free evening tonight about 20 minutes ago. So I was like, it was a bit of a last minute decision to even go live. There wasn't a plan to go live this weekend, but yeah, it's too late to organise a match then. All right, let's get some clearances from the break. So if you were at the table right now, what would you do? Would you go reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. Again, it's an open table. I do normally, Simon. It's normally a mix of practice and matches. So yeah, again, what colour would you go, reds or yellows? I think there's reasons why you would and wouldn't go for either. Okay, so we've got one Shaq saying reds. If you hear me talking, Shaq, about like answering other people's questions, it's because I'm live on TikTok on the opposite end of the table. So I'm just answering those guys. This is neither of them are absolute gimmies. I prefer the yellows like this. Yeah, these 4 yellows, 5 yellows, and to be honest, this one I don't mind. This yellow I don't love because you have to land here for it. But again, that's not impossible from one of these 6. Sorry. With the reds, sure, you've got this first, and then you probably play second. I just don't like this ball where it is. You could play it down the rail, but you kind of got to land there for it. And this ball I don't like either. You could play this, end up on it there. I just think where the reds are much more spread out, I don't like them as much as yellows. So I'm going to go yellows, and the hope, and I'll leave some chalk here. The hope is at some point I can get to that position. So I'll leave that for reference. In fact, I'm going to do that straight away. Straight away, get rid of the problem early. I'm going to play this one and get down to here. I need to slow down. Wow. Massively overhit that. It's not the worst. I wanted to stop there, obviously, but it's not great. I do have this ball. I really didn't want to be playing that now. I wanted to be playing this. So I've got to, again, come back to here eventually. Not a great first shot, though. Okay, so I'm going to try and play this into there, come off of here and land here for this one, hopefully. Slow, everything going really fast at the minute. I mean, I have just ironed the table, so that could be why, but just overrunning everything so far. Can't play a plant. And the chance of a clearance here has just dropped massively because of this last couple of shots. Okay, so yeah, it's not good. Not good. Can't play a double. Probably got to cut this yellow into the middle, hit the red, and hope to land dead straight on this so I can screw back up to here to leave that. Well, I've got 2 pieces of chalk on the table. How are we doing, Wilbur? Good to see you, pal. All right. Yeah. We just finished these. Still wouldn't have been able to get on this yellow. Maybe. But yeah, everything just running a lot further than I thought, or further than I'm used to, because I've ironed the table just now. So it's going to be running about 6 inches out of position, or 6 inches faster or further than normal. So just got to adjust to that quickly. How are we doing, bud? Yeah, I'm all good, thanks. I'm all good. Appreciate the likes, follows, and shares, guys, on TikTok, guys on YouTube. Much appreciate the subs. If you guys have got any questions, feel free to ask. It might take me a couple of frames to get going. This is the first time I've played in about 3 days, and I've just ironed the table, so it is running a bit faster than I'm used to. But let's see if we can do something with this next break. Okay, so pretty good split. Annoyingly nothing down. Again, what would you guys go, reds or yellows? You've got a lot of separation there, but yeah, what colour is it? Reds or yellows? Oh shit, sorry to hear that, mate. Hopefully that fixes itself quick. All right, so we've got couple of you saying reds, one of you saying yellows. I think if we look at the bad balls, on yellows, this ball isn't great because you've got to play it into the middle and you kind of have to land here for it. With reds, this ball isn't great because you have to land behind it to be able to pot it into, say, well, it doesn't even go in this corner. So this ball's probably the worst red. And this one, it goes, but it's only half a pocket, and I don't like playing that shot now because it's very missable. So I think I'm going to go yellows because I've got this ball here, and this one should hopefully have the angle to be able to get here for this. If I can pop that ball next, the yellows should be all gone. Quite actually. Yeah, so I'm aiming to get over here with this. A lot of left-hand side. That's very lucky that I didn't cover the black, and also very lucky that I'm on this yellow. So now I can leave myself a choice of 2 with this. So I've got this one or this as a plant. And I want to play the plant early. So what I'll do is I'll play the plant, come off cushion, and hopefully land here. Leave myself a choice of 1 or 2. I'm on 1, 2. I'm not on. I am on that one, but I don't really want to play that one. So now I've just got to figure out a pattern between the 4 remaining balls. Let's just have a look at the angle. Okay, so this is a pretty good ball to go over to here straight away. I can then pop this and leave myself a choice. I could either play this one next and come to here. So play that one and then come to here, or play this one, down here, go through the gap and leave that one. One of those 2 options I'll leave myself. Needs to travel, that needs to travel. Ugh, just struggling at the minute. So I have to land here for this yellow, so I've got to figure out which one of these 2 balls I'm going to be able to do that with. Okay, so round 1, 2. So 1, 2, and try and land here. Got to avoid the red. See the speed, everything is just going so fast at the minute. I'm on this yellow, but I don't know how. Only to the corner though. It's such a lucky finish. It's a very lucky finish. got there in the end, so all good. Can you describe? I'll try to, Chris. It's very difficult when you're talking through a finish to then talk about the spin and stuff, but I will try. Again, welcome if you're on TikTok and YouTube. Bit of a live solo practice session tonight. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. Lucky side, yeah, indeed. No worries, Chris. The piece of plastic is called a brake pad, and it protects the area you brake from. So those white marks that you get on the table when you brake, this piece of plastic stops that. Just protects the cloth. There's 1-1, by the way. Still nothing down. Again, another pretty good split. What are you guys going, reds or yellows? Nah, it's all good, mate. I fully know how lucky I am. Don't worry about that. Again, reds or yellows? I think there's only one answer, really. Saying that, no, there isn't. You can go for either. It's personal preference here. They both have pockets. For every ball has a pocket. So, what do you feel more comfortable playing? That's the question. I think with reds, if you can play this ball first and land here, you can pot these two, this one, leave this one to the corner, and then these two should be easy. With yellows, this ball, maybe play that first. It's whether you like playing. When do you play that ball? That's the question. Because if you play that first, you've got to be screwing into these reds to leave that yellow into there, which I don't love doing. And you're leaving yourself this shot. It's not ideal. All right, I'm going reds. Fancy a challenge. If I can make this first shot on reds, it should be a fairly straightforward finish. It's all about this first shot. Okay, so the key now becomes where do you leave this ball? So I think the exact order, I'll get another cue ball just to show you. So there's a number of ways you could pot these six reds. I think the best way, hang on, just trying to figure something out real quick, 1 sec. Okay, so I think the best thing to do would be to play this red first. Or would it? Yeah, this red first to there. Pop this red to there. Pop this red to there. This one goes here. This one, and then the black. Something like that anyway. But again, there's a couple of ways you could do this. That's the way I'm going to try and do it anyway. Could go for this now, but don't really want to. It needs to travel. Poor shot. Again, wanted to be here. Didn't quite get enough on it. Not the end of the world though. So this now becomes the last ball most likely. So left hand side on this, I'll try and come over to here to leave that into the corner. So I need to land here with this shot. Slow, overrunning again. Right, and I'm going to play for the black. I want to play this red fairly hard, so I'm going to try and get over to here for the black in the middle. So the pattern changed there a couple of times, I think, but got it in the end. On your first match again, 2 weeks in a row. Nice one, Rusey. Good to hear, mate. How are we doing, Luke? How's it going, Ed? Kevin on TikTok, good to see you. Technology Trends, good to see you on YouTube. Sorry, Kevin on YouTube, I mean. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate that. Nice one, Rusey. Keep it up, mate. Congrats on the win at the weekend as well. All right, so that is 2-1. So I've had 3 breaks and I've cleared up from the break twice. See if we can keep the break going. The break's splitting quite nicely. I'm not really making a ball on it though, which is not great, but it's splitting up nicely. Just say that. Of course I then go and make the cue ball. Nice one, mate. All right, what are we doing here? This is an ugly split. You probably wouldn't go for a clearance on either ball here, but just for the sake of this video, are you going reds or yellows and trying to clear up? This is gross. An awful table. You literally can't do anything with these two. Can't double them or nothing. All right, tell you what. Yellow there. That yellow there can send me into these two. I think I'm going yellows with the intention to try and break this area up. Of course I miss it. I wasn't even watching. I wasn't even looking at the pot. I was literally just looking at where the cue ball was going to go. Anyway, when you get a break like that, basically don't go for a clearance because you're only going to make it easy for your opponent. Again, if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask. The best time to ask questions is when I'm at this end of the table. Stay down, I'll come up again. Yes, mate, sounds good. Definitely. I'll be going to the playoffs final if they make it. Try and go to Wembley. I went to a couple of games near the end of the season, so not necessarily a supporter, but you want to see them do well. Okay. All right, so this is you definitely would go reds because you can't do anything with that. Can't do anything with that yellow down there. You haven't got a shot on a yellow either, so you've got to go reds. This is obviously the worst red, but you can break it out with one of these two most likely. All right, let's change the scoreboard. Support Pompey, yeah, sure. No, I'm an Aldershot Town fan, really, but actually I could go for that one up there. Needs a bounce. Not great. Ideal, but if I can hit this red, pot it, and avoid this yellow, which I don't think I can, but if I can, I should be travelling towards this yellow. I don't want to miss that yellow, so I might not do that now. No, I'm not going to do it now. Just play it safe. All right, so the question becomes, which ball gets that red out? And you don't want to leave it too long. So I've got a shot here, but that goes here and then towards this yellow, which is no good. This ball, it cuts, but it's hitting the left edge of this yellow, and the cue ball's then going to go here and probably around here. It will split the red out, but the cue ball could easily go in. However, I don't know if I've got another choice. Don't love it. Don't love it. What I'm going to try and do is try and pop. What am I doing? Can I pop that? Go 2 cushions? Maybe. I'm just going to play this and try and hold for one of these into the other corner. speed. So I want it to be here so I could potentially get into that. But now I'm running out of balls to be able to go into the bad ball. So I've got to basically figure out a plan quick. If I land here, I'll be on it. Right, so I want to screw back from this to here. Alternatively, I could cut that. Don't love that. So I need to land, basically I need to land here about 6 inches back from this red for a good angle on this. I think that's good. Nope. Not ideal. I'm definitely running out of choices now. Got to go into it eventually. Can't go into it with this one because the red's in the way. This is turning out to be a bit of an issue. Just needed one roll to there, that would have been perfect. Can't get it like that. I can't get it with that one. This is a tough one. This is tough. This is why you should break your problem balls out early if you're going to attack. You've got to try and get them out early. The less balls you got, the harder it becomes. I'm just looking for anything. I'm going to try and go into it here, but I don't think I can avoid this red. Totally could avoid that red. Making a mountain out of a molehill again. So use the lightest, I think it's like 180, is the number of sandpaper. So use a really fine sandpaper to shape the tip. To be honest though, if you've got, depending on what tip you've got, and if you're fairly inexperienced, I'll probably take it to a professional. But yeah, if you just want to do it yourself, a very fine sandpaper. Thanks Melina, appreciate that. I need to get my cue redone actually. I need the tip replaced within the week, hopefully. All right, that is 3-2. You got there in the end. Yeah, all good, thanks mate. Hope you're good. When's your next match? I don't actually know. Soon, hopefully. This was a very last minute live stream and I couldn't get a match organised this late, so just the practice session for today. These brakes are splitting nicely. Still nothing down, apart from, wow. All right, yeah, what are you doing? Reds or yellows? Write your answer in the chat. It's another one of those where both of them have problems which are very, very difficult problems to develop. So this yellow, does that go in that middle? Don't think it does. Oh wow, no, I don't think that goes. I think you have to go yellows here based on how difficult it is to develop this red. You could try and screw back straight into it from there, but if you miss that, let's have a look. Could I do that? I'll tell you what, I fancy my chances of being able to do that, but then this red isn't super easy. With yellows, I just don't like this yellow, obviously. And I don't love these two. I'm going to try and go reds here. It's probably not wise, but I'm going to try and screw straight back into this bad ball here. If I don't get far enough, hopefully leave an angle on one of these three to be able to go into it. I can miss this easily. Alright, we got it out, just. Go with this one next, I think. Bit fortunate to flip that yellow and get it out. Okay, now it's really just a case of figure out the order for those three and then figure out the order for these two, because you have to land so precisely on this one to get it. Really, you have to land here for this one, which then gets you this one, which then gets you this one. If you try and land on this one first, this ball only has this pocket. So if you're in this position on this ball, that position isn't terrible because you potentially go here, but if you're, say, there, it's very difficult to get from this ball to this ball. So ideally you pop these three, leave an angle, say on, let's have a look. So this one first to there, second to there, or is that the order? No. Right, I'll play the first two balls and I'll show you what I'm trying to do. Okay, so this ball's second to there, and then this ball is third, and I might try and go into that red if I can. If I can't land on it, though, do I want to try and land? Don't know. Haven't decided yet. All right, so I should be able to land on this. Have to land there, basically. We got there. Got there in the end. 4 and 2. So 6 breaks so far, 4 clearances from the break, although they've all been dry clearances. I haven't had one break clearance. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Cheers Cassian, thanks Ryan. Appreciate the guys on YouTube as well. 90 of you on there. TikTok numbers doing their usual, being really low for some reason. But hey ho, it is what it is. All right. Again, insane. Every time I get a ball on the break, I'm fouling. Every single time. Thanks, Melina. Recommendations for pool cues. Yeah, the link is in my bio for pool cues that I recommend. All right, so what you're doing, you've got one free shot behind the line. Are you going reds or yellows? Let's look at the bad balls. So the worst ball for yellows, I'm being picky, but this yellow, you have to land this side of the table. You can't land over here. So you've got to land quite precise on this yellow, and it's probably the last one before the black. With the reds, this red isn't great, and the fact that like this one's on a cushion isn't great. So I think I'm gonna go yellows here, but the key with yellows is to get there at some point. So I'll leave the chalk there for reference. Let's get another chalk. So that is where I have to end up, probably after the 5th yellow. See if we can work out an order. Okay, I don't love this yellow. I want to get rid of this straight away. So what I'm going to do is go for this ball first. I'll move the chalk, just for reference. So if I get it right, then obviously ideal. But I want to play this yellow first, screw back to here, pop this yellow second, move over to there, pop that yellow into the corner. So pop that in there to leave me here, which leaves me this yellow. And that hopefully leaves me some kind of angle like this on this yellow. To be honest, even if I'm here, I'm not too mad about it. So I'll have this yellow last into the corner, come off there, land here, and then it's a 1-2 finish of this one, followed by this one. Let's go. Okay, so again, that's where I'm trying to land. Okay, so it's just a different pocket for the black. I don't love putting the black in that pocket because the red is blocking half the pocket. So I've got to try and go here with topspin and come over to here for the black in the corner. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really tend to go for obvious patterns. Don't know why. It's just the way I play. Do you ever get tired having to stream this often, especially each stream for so long? Great content, thank you. Not really, no. As long as you guys enjoy it. I'd be doing this on my own anyway, so the fact that I can do it live and have a little bit of an audience that just asks questions and keeps me a little bit more engaged is a good thing. But no, I did a 24-hour live stream in September, so kind of used to playing. I used to play for like 3-4 hours as a kid and on my own and not get bored. So you see where it comes from. All right, so that's 5 and 3, I think, or 5 and 2. You got a ball? Obviously not. Can't get a ball for love nor money. Right. 5 clearances. If it's 3, let me know. But yeah, what are you guys doing, reds or yellows? There's no obvious answer, I'll tell you that. Again, is this a clearance? Is it one you'd go for? Probably, just for the sake of it. First shot you play this red, what that does, 2 things. It splits the black out and it breaks this red out. So we're going to do that first. This is the bad red from there. Did it split the red out? No, it didn't. Didn't even move it. Ugh, this is going to be an ugly finish now. I want to try and get to here to play a double and then a double if I can. Just switch the order for the doubles. Oh, if that had gone in, that was a finish. Tell you what. If that had gone in. If only. If only. Terrible shot. All right. Any other questions, feel free to ask. Best time to ask is when I'm at the table. Guys on YouTube, if you can, hit those 3 dots for me and just hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. I think everyone's watching the snooker. I will be soon as well. Just felt like getting on the table for a little bit. Okay, 5 and 3. Cue ball again, 3rd time tonight. All right, easy question now. What colour are you going for, reds or yellows? I think it's a fairly easy option. Nice one, Andy. Where'd you get it from, mate? Q-tip size all depends on the individual. Personally, I think if you're playing English pool, it's probably going to be around 9mm. But players go from kind of 7.5 to 10.5, I would say. It's the biggest. All right, so actually it's not an obvious one, this. I just don't like this red. I think more can go wrong with reds because yellows dominate the middle of the table. Whereas with yellows, you could just play this one, pop that one, finish these three all after each other, come over to here, last ball, black. I think less can go wrong with yellows in this finish. Flying tonight. That's what you get. Just a little bit out of control at the minute. That is 100% what you get. Bought in lockdown, never used it. Nice one, man. Nice. How much did you get it for in the end? I'm assuming it was collection only. Thanks, KJR. Appreciate that. Okay. 5 and 4. Okay. Much better break. Now, I know what a majority of you are going to say here, and then I'll debate it. What colour are you guys going to go, reds or yellows? How do you do a backspin without jumping the cue ball? It's more about technique more than anything. It's about not hitting too far down, so you don't want to lift the back of the cue up as you hit down on the ball. Keep the cue flat, follow through. Try not to stab it and hit it as hard as you can. Make sure you follow through. Got it for £1,000, lots of extra. Nice one, mate. That's a good price. Cheers, Simon. I appreciate that, mate. Again, guys, what colour are you going? Reds or yellows? I think the majority of people here would say reds because there's only 4 reds left, which I would probably say is the wrong answer. You could get reds, but you've got to do so much more work on reds. I think you have much more margin for error with yellows. And what you'll find with the higher level of the game is, say you're at a professional level, what the professionals will do, typically in a situation like this, they'll be going for the colour that has more left because it means that they have more room for error. They can land on 2 balls maybe. Whereas with reds, if I go reds right now, I have to have a perfect pattern between 1, 2, and then like 3, 4. I'm not going to play this ball first because it's too difficult. So there's just, reds can go wrong, whereas yellows could go wrong. It probably will go wrong, but there's more margin for error. I think you play this one, followed by this one, followed by this one, and then figure out those 4. Actually, scrap that. I think I'm going to play this one third. Try and stun up to here first shot. And did not react the way I thought it would. So this is third. That's a weird angle. That is a weird angle. Should still be able to kind of land here, hopefully, for this one, which then leaves me this one. Don't love it. Don't love it. Didn't travel as far. Wanted it to be there. But this is what I was saying. You just got more, like, I can try and land on a different ball now because I'm not perfect on this. I can try and maybe get to here and land on this to the middle or this to the corner. On this one to the corner, which will then leave me, say, this one to the corner and then this one to the middle. Or I could potentially play this one next. So pop that, play that, and try and maybe get up here for this if I want to. Okay, let's look at the angle. So the angle, I can stun up to here if I want to, or I can go to here for the yellow into the middle. again, because it just means the black's going to be easy to the corner. So easier, let's say. That's a bit lucky. Are you teaching how to play pool? I'm not necessarily teaching, I'm just giving advice on what I know regarding the game. It's not necessarily teaching you how to play though. But if you like what you're hearing, hopefully you can pick some tips up, like how to plan out a clearance, stuff like that, then obviously, hopefully that's beneficial to you. How are you doing, Will? Good to see you, mate. For some reason, YouTube is flying tonight. 200 of you on YouTube. Again, if you're on YouTube, if you could hit those three dots and just give the channel a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. Won't ask for anything else from you. Thanks, Lefal. Appreciate that. How much was the table? The link to the table can be found in my bio. Come on, let's get a good split. It was going great and it was looking good until that ball went there and did that. So now both balls have a problem. And what order do you go to fix that problem? We'll figure it out. First shot on reds, you could potentially go from here straight into that red. But I don't know if I like that. Don't know if I like that. Red's on. This is a real 50-50. If I don't land on that ball, problem with playing this and going straight into that, if I don't land on it, I'm on nothing. So that's very risky. Whereas with yellows, just trying to figure out which yellow could break that out. You could potentially pop this ball at some point and land here, and you've got an angle from there to go straight into it. I think I prefer yellows. I don't know. I just think I prefer yellows. Let's see if we can do something anyway. Could try and go from this one into it, off of this ball. Let's get rid of these two first, hopefully. Luckily on this yellow still. All right, so the key becomes which of these two, because this one isn't going to be the ball, which of these two balls develops that? And what I want to do from here is land here. If I land perfectly on the chalk, I'll leave a choice of playing this ball now or playing this one followed by that one, which gets me that yellow, but I kind of want to get rid of this one if I can. Okay, so come about an inch or two, 3 inches or so too far. So what I want to do is screw back to this position now from this ball. Or do I try and play that and go into it? I don't hate that. You've got to land in the jaws though. This is a real thinker. I've got to land here, which I can't do. Don't have the angle for it. Sorry guys, just give me 2 seconds. I want to screw back to here, that's where I want to go, that's the smart play. Too far, too far. Oh dear. And now I've kind of got to play off of the yellow, I think. Well, I'm going to try and screw back to here. Needed to be here to pop that. All right, now what? Answers on a postcard. This is why you don't leave your problem balls till last. Try and flick off the yellow with that yellow. Just flick it to move it and pop the yellow. That's an opportunity. There's a 3-ball plant which is freaking ambitious, to say the least. That's not going to work. All right, I've got to go off the edge of this yellow, develop it, and pop the yellow at the same time. Hopefully use this red to stop the cue ball. Oh, you got there. Just hold. Okay, just. It's out, but it's missable, and landing on the black is difficult. Stop. Now, the cue ball naturally goes in here, so I've got to screw into the red, hopefully. Again, difficult. Actually, the cue ball doesn't naturally go in there. Just going to try and screw into the red to hold it. Got there in the end. I think I'll be clipping that, something tells me. What was the score? 5-4. I'll remember that. Expect a video on both YouTube and TikTok. Although that was like 5 minutes, so I've got to cut it and edit it and all that malarkey. It's probably the best finish I've had all week though, even considering I've only played 3 times. So I shall take that. 6-4. Let's go. You can see though how much of a low percentage shot that was. That works 1 in 50. So the lesson to be learned from that is develop your problem balls early. That's all I'd say. Can we get a ball? Can we get an easy finish for once? Another problem. Again, has to be developed. What are you guys going? Are you going reds or yellows? They're both bad. Why not watching it? I will be watching it later on. I just fancy playing for a little bit because I haven't played for, well, like a week really. All right, I think we're going reds here. There's definitely a way, like it's very difficult to break this yellow out. Also, the very first yellow is this one to the middle. Cue ball's flying all over the place, no control. This yellow doesn't go here if you move this, so it has to be moved. That red obviously has to be moved. Now the way you do that is you play this red first and then land here, so you don't have to do anything with the cue ball, just where the red is. Play this ball second to there, and then ideally straight on this shot, because all I've then got to do is move forward a few inches to here, and this is the ball. If I hit this with a bit of right hand side, I should be getting that red out. Hopefully at least leaving myself a shot on this. Not out of the woods because this red doesn't go past that yellow. So it's not a guaranteed finish, but that's the way of developing that red in how many shots? 1, 2, 3, 4 shots time. I've got to get on the cushion now for this. I'm not dead straight on this, I'm slightly too far this way. Just want to run through a little bit of topspin. Am I on it? Just, and I can go straight into this now. This is the ball that I would hope to at least leave myself. Right, I'm on the ball that I thought I would be. Still not out of the woods though, because this red doesn't go. It might, but you've got to land straight on it because it's not an easy one to judge. Or if I try and punch into the yellow, that's dead straight on this. Got to try and hit the yellow. Okay, straight on the red. It's not perfectly straight, but thanks for the gift, Michael. It goes, but it's a half pocket. I should be leaving myself an angle to be able to get up for the black though. I'll make it. Yeah, just didn't fancy it. Oh, just play it hard, man. Don't roll it like that. Should have played it with power. Would have been able to get out. Alright, let's go. First job in an office. Advice, get a pool table in your office. That'd be my advice. Appreciate it, Kenny. Thank you. Are you professional? Nope. Not consistent enough to be professional. 6 and 5. All right. That's annoying. All right. What colour are you going? Reds or yellows? Write your answer in the chat. Let's see it. Let's look. Science telling me I've got to go yellows here. If you look at reds, this red is really bad. You have to land here for this red. And there's no obvious way of doing that. You've got to really do it with one of these 2 balls. And really, you've got to play one of those 2 first. So how do you, like, the only real opportunity is if you say you double this into there, leave the cue ball here and then pop this, which gets you there. But it's just a lot of hard work. So I think yellows, there's a little bit more room for error. The bad ball on yellows is this one. However, it does go to the middle. I guess the question is it harder to land here for this than it is here for this? That's the question you'd ask yourself, and then go from there, whichever one you're more confident with. I think you've got to go yellows though. This yellow, hopefully, would be the ball that gets you over to here for that. In fact, I might even go in the corner. Let's have a look. The black's kind of in the way. Half pocket, don't love it. All right, let's go. Let's figure something out. I want to get rid of this ball early as well to the middle. It's not an angle. Leave myself a very tough shot here. Make this so, and there's every chance for a finish. Alright, so I've got the opportunity now to try and do something with this, off of this. I think that's what I want to do, and then that will leave this ball last. What I have to do is try and land, like, try and avoid that and land like there would be perfect. Let's see if we can do it. Ugly. Just flick the red. And now it becomes a, oh wow, okay, so I'm still on this, but I don't think I can avoid a push shot on that, so I'm going to leave it. Try this difficult yellow. Annoying. How would I have got back for that? how well I've got back for it. Yeah. Come down. Anyway. No, it's all right, Steve. Really, the likes don't do anything on TikTok too much, I don't think. From my experience, anyway, it's honestly just luck. Yeah. TikTok will go through phases of just not sending anyone to your page, and then they'll send like 1,000. So I've kind of given up trying to figure out their algorithm. YouTube's so much more consistent. Like there's 220 people watching on YouTube right now, and they just generally tend to watch for longer, whereas TikTok's much more of like a swipe kind of app. But they're both good. Yeah, they both have their benefits and their plus points. So, like, you can't play music on YouTube, which sucks. Whereas there's a speaker down the other end of the table for anyone who wants to listen to music while I'm playing. If you're all watching on TikTok. Okay, someone go in. Give me an easy yellow. Tough first yellow, but if I make it, clearance on yellows. Can't go reds because of these two reds. Oh no, that was 6-all. Table's 7 foot by 4 foot. All right, let's make this yellow. Come on, one good shot, and then it's. Or do I just play that because that's easier? I can make this one. All right, so now we'll just figure out an order between these last few balls. So this is obviously the best last ball if you can land perfect on it, because it's just naturally where the black goes. You don't need to move the cue ball, it just stays where the yellow is and goes in there. I think you play this one first. See how like. If I can leave this one, I'll probably pop this one and come to here to leave this one, which leaves me here to play that one, and then the black goes in there. Sorry guys, on TikTok. Another one of their great inventions is having a verification button. So you have to like swipe to basically prove you're not one of these people who just sleep during live streams. Sorry guys on YouTube, just hang out 2 seconds just while I fix the TikTok stream. That'll do. All right. So what was I saying? Right, I need to leave this ball next. And now I need to leave it here off this next ball. And now just screw back a few inches. Streaming on Twitch? No, but I will be streaming on Kick soon. Need to get myself set up with a decent PC, really. So what I want, the goal is to have the Kick camera on the side of the table, so it looks, because obviously it's landscape, it will then look at the side of the table, so I cover basically all angles apart from the other side. So there'll be YouTube, TikTok, Kick at the same time. That's the goal anyway. Definitely think we're going to be permanently switching over the YouTube and TikTok cameras though. It's just normally, there's just so many more of you on YouTube now, so. Shame TikTok's kind of died on its ass, but anyway, it's probably my fault. All right. Right, so we've got a bad yellow and a bad red. What colour are you guys going for? The angle from YouTube is great, but the angle from TikTok is better, I can tell you that. I want you guys to have it because there's more of you. Consistently in the last month, there's been more of you on YouTube. All right, so I think we've got to go yellows. I can't pop this yellow, so I've got to go into it from here. So we'll do that first. So pop that and go into this yellow, free it up. Hope to leave myself a shot on this at least. Am I on that? Just. I love the shot though. The other option is this one, but I don't like that at all. Can cut that, but no. All right, I want to hit this cushion and basically come over to here for this ball next. Only problem with this is this yellow is by the corner is slightly in the way. Could easily go into it. All right, we're on this yellow, that's good. That was right hand side on that. Okay, now let's get into a space like this. If I'm here, I've got a choice of all three. So this is where ideally that's where I'm aiming to land. Absolutely flew. But we're still on a ball. Just hit it way too hard. You can see now it's just a little bit more awkward with the angles that I've got on these three. I can still pot all three of them. This one's the easiest pot and the cue ball's just kind of a little bit out of control. Should be able to control it though. If I can get it to hit this red, that would be ideal. Or just finish short, that would be ideal. Okay, so I'm on both, and this is the key with this. So I've got a choice again. I think I'm probably going to play this one. Let's just look at the other one though. Could play that one, but I just think getting for the black isn't going to be easy to do from this ball because of this red. Sometimes. Do you enter tournaments? Yeah, I mean I play in the Ultimate Pool Challenger series, but I don't really enter local tournaments anymore. At least I'm going to stop completely after. I'm in 2 tournaments at the moment that are kind of ongoing. As soon as those finish though, I'm done with local tournaments. All right, let's go. 8-6. Let's say something like that. Answers on a postcard. Just practice X1. What'd you do here then? They're both a mess. You probably wouldn't go for a clearance if you were in a match. But for the sake of the live, of course we're going to try and get a clearance. I just want a red. Any red. Forced in to go in yellows. This is probably a 5% chance of a clearance here. And the first shot is fucking difficult. Still don't like it. How do you break those out? How do you break those two up? How was the golf? It was good, mate. Yeah, it was good. Good weekend of golf. Oh, now then. Oh, slightly too, not enough of an angle. I should be able to get the cue ball up there, but I needed to be an inch that way to have a really good angle to go into this. But what I'm trying to do is hit that yellow as hard as I can with the angle that I've got, stun the cue ball up and hit the red. If I can hit the red and move it, could be a chance. It's just no angle to work with. All right, we got there. We got there. Cool. Cheers, Top Cat. Appreciate that. Cheers, user 10. Appreciate that. Exactly, Will. Mate, bring your clubs. We'll play when we're in Blackpool. Alright, it's a clearance, but it's all defensive. Yeah, the only reason why I don't do that is because my channel's called Attacking 8 Ball. So it kind of takes away from the channel's like name, if that makes sense. But I get what you're saying. I tell you what, the next time I get a finish, which is, that was a 5% clearance I just gave myself. I mean, I've made up that it's 5%, but that was a 5% chance of a finish from there. Got a little bit lucky to land on the angle I did with that last yellow, third to last yellow. But what am I trying to say? If I leave myself, next time I leave myself a 5% chance of a finish, I won't go for it. I'll show you what I'd do in a match if it was safe. Cheers, Luke. Appreciate that, mate. How are you doing? I try to KFK, but it's just a lot to think about when I'm talking as well. But I will try to where I can. It just takes away from the thought process, if that makes sense. All right. What are you going for, reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. How you doing, Finn? Good to see you again. Reds or yellows? Write down the colour you would go for, and then I'll tell you what I would go for. 2 people have written reds so far on TikTok. 1 saying reds, a couple saying yellows. All right, so let's look at the bad balls. This is the bad yellow just because you've got to land perfect on it here or here, and it's not easy to do where the black is or this red is. So I don't love this yellow. These are probably the 2 worst yellows on the table. You have to land here for them to this corner and then the middle. The biggest problem with yellows is you don't have a shot on the first ball. This is your only shot you could go for to that corner, and that's super difficult. So with reds, a lot of people would think because this is over a pocket, that's your first ball, but it's a good connecting ball. This is your first ball. Don't have to do anything with the cue ball. You just leave it there, and you're guaranteed a shot on this. So then you can figure out finish. Based on where the black is, this is probably going to be your last ball, but it doesn't have to be. You're going to have to land over here for the black. This would be a great last ball. Let's see if we can make this the last ball. It definitely, I'd never make this the last ball, but I think for the sake, no. All right, I don't know a finish. Let me see if I can do a pattern. See if I can get an exact order with this. All right, 1 to there, 2, and I'm going to screw back to here and leave myself a choice of this one or that one, and that's as far as I know so far. So, want to land there. Okay, so I'm on 1 and I'm on 2. I'll look at the angle of this, but I've got a feeling I'm going to be playing this one next. Okay, so we've got our pattern. Hopefully everyone's seen a pattern. Pretty quick. Let me do it. Point to it. Right. This is with minimal movement of the cue ball. The cue ball, if I play it the way I should, the cue ball is going to move no more than an inch on each shot, and that's what you want. You want very little travel with the cue ball. If it's rolling around the table, going all over the place, you're probably going to mess up. So limiting the travel, the best finish is this one first to here. You can see how it's really close. This one to here, really close. This one to here, really close. Then I'll pop that one to there, again close. Pop this one in there, close, and then pop that one, finish. So the cue ball will not have travelled more than an inch if I play it the way that I just said. The only problem I can see is me being on the cushion from this next shot. Okay, I'm just looking to kind of join the dots. Don't want to move the cue ball any further than an inch. Swat. See what I was trying though? If I make that easy, is there anything that could go wrong? Yeah, it becomes a little bit more obvious. A connecting ball is basically a ball that can get you from the bottom of the table to the top of the table. So if you've got a pattern, for example, I'll show you what I mean by a connecting ball. So say you've got, right, I'm making this up on the spot. Let's say my opponent has just gone for the clearance. They've missed the black, so the black's stayed up, and they've left a clearance of, hang on. All right, so say they've left that finish. Very unlikely, but if the cue ball is here, basically the principle behind English 8 ball and really what you want to try and do to get better at pattern play is limit the amount the cue ball travels. If the cue ball is flying around the table, again, I think a lot of beginners will see this ball right now as a quickly pop that because it's easy and the cue ball's just going to be flying down here. When do you come back for these? So you're in perfect position right now to play these 4. This is a great connecting ball because it connects you to the 2 down the table, which then connects you to the black. So really, you're limiting travel on the cue ball by having a connecting ball in between balls that are far apart on the table. So the order for these 4, you pop them all back to back, hopefully. We'll go for this one first, second, third, fourth. Play the connecting ball, which leaves me here. Play 5th, which leaves me here. Play 6, which leaves me there. Play 7, and the cue ball won't have travelled because that connecting ball was there. If it wasn't there, I'd have to go all the way up to be able to play this ball, and I could lose the cue ball. So let's go. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you ever watch the pro players play, and I'm not a professional, but if you ever watch them play, you'll notice that the cue ball doesn't really move. Anyway, so yeah, it's about minimizing the cue ball travel. I could show you an example of what a beginner would do in that situation, but all right, real quick, just for my own sanity. For those of you who don't want to watch this, I apologise, but we're just going to set it up exactly as it was. And this is how a beginner would do that exact same finish. Right, so you're here. They might, what would they do? Right, so say, a lot of people just see balls over pockets as really good things. That's what a beginner would do. Exactly that. Maybe pop that. Get a bit lucky. Maybe pop that. And you can see how much the cue ball is travelling. And they eventually miss. If that had gone in, they've left themselves no shot. So it's all about limiting the amount the cue ball travels around the table. Yeah, exactly. Checkpoint to the other side, yeah. You won't always have one, but it's always good to have one. And if you do, if you've got one like that over the middle pocket, look to use that to connect you from top to bottom of the table. Don't go for the obvious, easy first shot. Sometimes you're forced into it, but a lot of the times the easy first shot is more of an insurance ball or a connecting ball. How's it going, Connor? Good to see you, mate. All right. I mean, I was just rushing, so that's why I missed it. All right, so 9-7. I'll put that score up in a sec. Can we get a ball, please? No, fine. All right. What colour are you guys going, reds or yellows? Write it in the chat. Remember, don't just look for the easy first shot. There's no good way, there's no easy way of getting this. I have got the smart rack, and if you use the code that's in my, it's actually in my shop, Connor. If you can get it from the TikTok shop, or you can get it from the link in my bio. Yeah, what are you doing here? Are you going reds or yellows? If you problem with the reds, this red is probably the worst ball on the table. This yellow isn't great, but it's much easier to develop than this yellow, than this red. So this is a really bad ball. In turn, that is a really bad ball, and so is that. So you've got 3 really bad reds. You could go this red first, or you could go this yellow first. I think with yellows, I don't love this because it's on a cushion. I just don't like rail shots. This is your worst yellow. If you can develop that, probably from this ball, maybe go into it like that with bottom right hand side. That's probably your best bet. So I think I want to try and do that early. Let's try and do that straight away. Leave me there from this ball. Okay, so I'm trying to, hopefully I've got the angle, try and pop that, go past the red and break that problem ball out. Okay, so it broke the red yellow out. It's not perfect, but it goes into a pocket now, which is better than it had before. Do I try and land on it now? This yellow, hate this yellow. When do you play that? All right, so what I need to do is play this ball. I need an angle like this, because then I can play this ball and go through this. Oh shit, I didn't hit it. All right, so hit that, go there, pop that, move the cue ball through this gap, and if I can land there on this, I can then play that, come out to here, play that, and then get round 2 cushions for the black in the corner. Something like that anyway. Too far? I've got to play this with a lot of right hand side to go through this gap, and I want to land there. Basically next to the chalk. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try. Stop, stop, stop. Too far, and now the finish isn't on, or is it? Oh, I'll tell you what, I might be able to cut that. This is still a problem. This is still a problem. How do you get that? I think you've got to try and go for it now. You've got to try and cut that now. Get me off the cushion. Black. Didn't want to do that. Just made it 10 times harder now. Alright, treble on the yellow and then miracle on the black somehow. So I'm trying to hit this cushion straight in there. Oh, go in. Anyway, that was always a low percentage clearance. Again, any questions, feel free to ask. Appreciate this. Subs on YouTube, follows on TikTok. I'm on 9 and 8. I just need one more finish to beat the, well, the ghost, let's say. If you don't want to hear me talk, then just find another stream. Won't be offended, but I do talk on this. Otherwise, it's just me playing on my own, and that is boring for everyone involved. Yes, I would say that, Connor. Yeah, 100%. Oh, come on. How is that dry? God, these reds. If I was in a match and I did that, I'd throw up right now, based on how easy these reds are. Basically, in this situation, you would never go yellows. That's all you need to know. And if this is a 10 out of 10 clearance for every professional pool player in the world, they would get this 100% of the time. And in fact, and I'm not professional, but I'm going to hope that I can get it too. I'm going to try and talk through the exact order. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably play the plant, 5, maybe, 6, 7, 8. Wrong side. It's okay though. Still should be a finish. Got a couple of options. Again, choices. Go middle, go this one now. I think this one, come out to here, middle, corner. And that is the easiest clearance I'll get all day. My name's Simon, but the channel is called Attacking 8 Ball. The smart rack, I don't know what the flat rack is. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Alright, so I want to watch the snooker, so I'm going to play for another few minutes. I think the snooker's on, isn't it? What's the score? Is it still an absolute pounding from Wilson? Does anyone know the score in the snooker? Alright, so let's do this. Let's go for a clearance, and I'm not allowed to use any middle pockets. Unless it's on the break, I'm not allowed to use a middle pocket. Okay, corners all over the place. Terrible break. Wow. I might have to re-rack. I don't think I've got a shot on anything. Maybe this red. No, give up. It's the World Championship final of the snooker. It's on BBC if you're in the UK. Cheers, Top Cat, appreciate that. Yeah, well, I've done the kind of clearance challenge thing where I got 10 clearances and 7 missed clearances. Is there anything you guys want to see before I shoot off? Anything in particular, any drill or any question you've got that you want answered to learn planning a clearance? Thanks, Magna, I appreciate that. Thanks, Trade with Cutter. Again, anything you guys want to see particular? Otherwise, I'm probably going to shoot off in a sec. Let me know. Any good at curling? Never done it before. Middle pocket only is freaking difficult. I'll give it a try, but it's so difficult. Basically, you have to get so lucky on the break. And I'm going to go ahead and say it's impossible now. But based on where the balls are, I'm going to go for no middle pockets. No middle pockets. So the one that I tried to do a second ago. No middles. Oh, and for good measure, let's go with yellows, then reds. Oh, that's such a bad shot. No. Alright, I'm allowed one miss. Them's the rules. Two misses. Wasn't even, I was watching the TV then. I was looking at the comments. I wasn't even watching. So for those of you who I didn't mention to the other night, if you weren't here, it's changed. The date of the exhibition match that I'm going to be playing against Carl Morris. So some of you will know Carl from Ultimate Pool. Some of you will know him as a former world champion. One of the best players of all time is going to be playing on my channel. It's the 2nd of June now, Sunday night, 2nd of June. It's going to be from about 5:30 p.m. till about 9:30 p.m. So I'll be writing up posters for it and like posting videos on it and stuff, just advertising it a little bit. It's going to be all about raising money for charity as well. So it's going to be a bit of a fundraiser. And obviously the more of you guys watching, the better. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted with that though. Right, let's go for one speed clearance to finish up, eh? Fast as I can. Fast as I can. Let's get it under a minute. No, I'm allowed one miss. Anyway, that is me done, I think. Short but sweet tonight. Woo. Right, let's see if we pop 2 in 1 to finish up. Oh, God, eh? Let's do it again. 3 attempts. Again, if you haven't subbed or followed the channel, please do. Plenty of live action on both YouTube and TikTok. Last attempt. Alright, that's definitely not the last attempt. Just going to keep going until one of them go in. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Cheers, mate. Cool. Let's shoot. No worries. Left foul. Appreciate it. Again, any last second questions on YouTube or TikTok, feel free to ask. Be sure to hit that sub button or follow button on the way out. Yeah, guys on TikTok, thank you very much. Cheers, Leon. Have a good night, guys, and I will see you on the next one. All right, guys on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning in. A lot of you tonight, really appreciate you watching. Can you teach me how to hit the, stick to the stuff for the cushion? I've got to go now, but I will remind me if you're on the next stream, just ask me that question again and I'll do it the next time I'm here, buddy. But I've got to shoot off right now. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.